K-pop's uncertain English-language future. Years before BTS broke the seal on K-pop in America, Teddy Riley saw the vision. The R&B trailblazer, whose production and songwriting pioneered New Jack Swing in the 1980s and 90s, turned an ear to soul in the late 2000s, producing for K-pop groups like Fox, EXO and Girls Generation. The marriage was arguably overdue. A generation earlier, Riley's signature sound had been all over the single most important breakthrough in K-pop history, the 1992 smash Nan Arayo, I Know, by Seo Taiji and the Boys, the first crew to not only experiment with Western influence but mimic its artistry and fashion wholesale. And so, when Riley arrived to service the now fully built pop industry that had taken shape in South Korea thanks to the Nan Arayo revolution, the producer was well aware of his role in the process. They didn't have no shame in their pain. "We want the American culture," he told a boombox in 2017, laying bare the source of the younger culture's hip-hop, R&B, and post-Michael Jackson disco pop swagger. But Riley also recognized something distinctly Korean about the synthesized final product. "The only thing that inspires them is American culture and our style," he said. "What their music is their music, and it's really territorial." At the close of 2024, K-pop is becoming territorial in a different sense. Earlier this month, the BLACKPINK member Rose and the girl group Twice, two of the genre's towering figures, released new English-language music on the same day, the former dropping her solo debut, Rosie, and the latter releasing a mini-album led by the Megan Thee Stallion featuring title track, Strategy. Both have released music in English before. What's notable this time is the seamlessness of the imitation, with many tracks feeling as though they could slide undetected into the American Top 40. The music is completely fine, and yet there is a sedate, by-the-numbers earnestness to even the best songs, one at odds with K-pop's usual excesses. The performance of genre is toned down to the point of feeling almost conventional. To a lover of the form, the effect is both impressive and a little unsettling, and it is representative of a movement-building momentum, evident in the work of many artists capitalizing on an American breakthrough this year. For much of its history, K-pop has been at least one step removed from the culture it predominantly echoes, owing to what the social theory scholar John Lai referred to as the temporal gap, the dissonance created by the physical, social, and anthropological distance between cultures in his 2015 book K-pop, Popular Music, Cultural Amnesia, and Economic Innovation in South Korea. Many of the songs and styles draw from a recognizable wellspring. Some are nostalgic, others flat-out derivative. All are in conversation with a global pop diaspora that has been dominated by the U.S., even when K-pop is engaging with Afrobeats or Urbano. It is doing so because the Hot 100 says so. K-pop songs have been riddled with English cloaks since the dawn of the genre, but the final product is often slightly askew, rarely fitting into traditional molds or scanning as American pop to any ear trained on Top 40 radio. For its devotees, a lot of what has worked about K-pop to this point is distinctly the byproduct of that mashup nature, the slight discord of our sounds pushed through their system. Even for producers like Riley, who could trace the line of influence to his own doorstep, there seemed to be an understanding that meeting in the middle was not just mutually beneficial but necessary for the cultural alchemy at play. Still, the very things that make K-pop thrilling to its fans also mark its otherness, at least from a certain business-minded perspective. The industry was built in the shadow of South Korea's big three talent agencies, JYP Entertainment, SM Entertainment, and YG Entertainment, which in the mid-1990s established the blueprints for a highly systematized, deeply elusive, kaleidoscopic group machinery. In tweaking that model, BTS label, the HYB Corporation, has since supplanted all three, becoming its own consortium of imprints producing crossover triumphs like NewJeans, Les Seraphim, and Hyphen and Tomorrow X Together, all of which have debuted in the top 10 of the Billboard 200. Between this transition of old and new powers, we have seen the goalposts for success move from one of sustained profitability to unfettered growth. If one's goal is not simply commercial success, but a complete and total integration into the global pop market, then there is a strategic disadvantage in sounding merely close to what is most popular. For a South Korean music executive trying to overcome that remaining friction, it would seem the simplest path forward is to remove the most obvious differentiator, language, entirely, and strip those songs of some of their tangled eccentricities so that they blend in.